Do you like creepy things? Do you like learning? Do you like learning about creepy things? Then Darkology is the show for you. Hi, I'm Blue Lava 6, and today I'm interviewing Blue Lava 6. Blue, what is it you do on your channel? Well, I write and host a show about the darker curiosities in pop culture. I've sought to answer questions like, why are clowns scary, or why are children in horror creepy? My videos often cover films, video games, and cartoons. They deal heavily with horror, science, a little bit of satire, and sprinkled with lots of synthwave. Fascinating. Science and horror. So, you learn something new every time? Yeah, pretty much. And what else can we find on Blue Lava 6? You'll also find the occasional list, as well as another series that I like to call the Grim Gallery. It's a cryptozoology series where I take a deeper look at the creepypasta legends and scary story myths that might be out there. Rainbot's even appeared in one. Wonderful. Well, it looks like that's all the time that we have for today. But thank you so much for talking with us, and as always, thanks for watching.
They say when a YouTuber is dying, the videos flash before their eyes. Like the psychological horrors of Live Alone. Or the haunting isolation of micro-horror, The End. Remember that time I interviewed Marina Joyce?
Marina, what's happening? Marina!
Everybody loved all Dante creepypasta.
Holograms look shockingly realistic.
And True Fear.
Last time on True Fear.
So many ideas. I must find a way to create more. Assuming we both survive.
Hi, I'm Elfin Lycota, and sometimes I narrate scary stories. The subject began to scream and clawed his non-functioning eyes, hoping to sense something in the physical world. And sometimes I narrate sexy stories. You struggle, tossing and turning, but find yourself bound and unable to speak or move. Sometimes I narrate sexy, scary stories. Drops of flesh and blood drip from Jeff's now ripped apart body, as the shivering teen is once again forced down on his hands and knees. I'm also a huge Twitter slide, so come follow me at Elfincoda Reads. But wait, there's more.
That's right, Peggy hits Dank on the mic.
Not that. The handsome narrator in the yellow mask. Not that either. You know what? Fuck it.
The internet houses some of the creepiest and weirdest content out there, and when the sun goes down, it's time to dive into it. Pull up a chair, grab your favorite fizzy drink, and subscribe to the Nightmare Expo as we analyze the creepiest content on YouTube and the internet. Join the Nightmare Expo, and I'll see you there.
Today they found the bodies of at least 3 young boys buried under his house. He is charged with murder.
That's when the cannibalism started. Eating of the heart.
I can do anything I want to you people at any time I want to.
Police today found 6 more bodies under the John Gacy house in Norwood Park Township.
They kept the mummified head and skull of one of the victims.
Evil has always existed. Yes, I am evil.
Maybe I should have killed 400 or 500 people, then I would have felt better.
Sentenced Theodore Bundy to die in the electric chair for the murder of 2 co-eds.
I couldn't rid myself of it. It was too powerful and persistent.
A lot of people don't want to go into the ocean because of a fear of sharks, and that's understandable, but what you need to understand is, death by shark is not very common. But what's the animal with one of the highest death rates? Well, from what I could find, the hippopotamus actually has killed almost 3,000 people annually in Africa alone. Working can be a pain in the ass, considering for some of us, it feels like that no matter how much we work, we're never gonna rise up. Some people work so much that they could even die from work. There's even an epidemic in Japan known as karoshi, which roughly translates to overworking death. We all have to perform the act that we call number 2 at least once a day. Sometimes it can be easy, other times not so much. Sometimes it gets to the point where people can straight up die from constipation. Yes, that is possible, and from my understanding, it's not very fun.
You see them everywhere now, and don't really give it a second thought. Ads that use tracking cookies to track your browsing history or personal profile and provide suggestions that might appeal to you. You know, the way Amazon suggests new books based on what you just read, or when you search for something on Google and then start seeing ads for it on other websites. The point is, we're all so used to this that we don't really pay attention to it anymore. But lately, these targeted ads have been unnervingly on point. Buy plastic sheeting in bulk. Electric chainsaws on sale now. Affordable dry lime, overnight shipping available. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know what technology is driving these changes, but somehow it's like the internet is reading my mind, showing me ads for things that it couldn't possibly know I wanted. I swear to God, I didn't touch a keyboard, I didn't do a search. I was so careful to keep all of my plans and research and ideas offline. How is it doing this? How does it know about the bodies?
Hey, what's up? I'm Jay from Bloodbath and Beyond. We do all types of stuff, but our core content is definitely reviews.
Wouldn't be a pool party massacre without hot babes in bikinis, and goddammit, we got them.
It's nice to get together with your friends, have a few beers, and just talk horror.
Today we reviewed Evil Bong. Dude, where's my bong? What is it called again?
We also have a couple solo series, so my co-host has The Haunting of the Paranormally Possessed.
Today I review Grave Encounters 2. Fear is just a word, reality is much worse.
And then I have Extreme Underground, where I talk about the most controversial and disturbing films in horror. Today I'll be reviewing American Guinea Pig Bloodshock. If this sounds like something you'd be interested in, definitely check out some of our videos over on Bloodbath and Beyond and consider subscribing. And thank you, Rain. I've been a subscriber since 8K when you were commenting on our videos, and then you kind of blew up to 250K, and you've changed and grew so much as a creator, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck.
The memory of the day we met still makes me smile. The way she looked at me, the darting glances. I think we noticed each other right away, at once. I hope she didn't think me too forward when I took her home that night. Now, I hold her slender hand gently between my own. Now that it's over, I just want something to remember her by.
Let me tell you a story, the best kind of story, a true story. After all, there is nothing more terrifying than the truth. Horror movies will always be more soothing than what I have to tell you, because you know they are fiction. I will not give you such comfort. There is no comfort for those whose mind has been enlightened, only to be met with boundless terror, demonic possessions, ghosts, curses, and vampires. There is no need for horror to be staged, for true horror has always been around you, waiting in the darkness, just beyond the reach of the corner of your eye. As I said, the truth is terrifying. So why not let me tell you a story, the best kind of story? Because remember, the more you know, the more there is to fear.
Daddy, I had a bad dream. You blink your eyes and pull up your elbows. Your clock glows red in the darkness. It is 3:32 a.m. Do you want to climb into bed and tell me about it? No, Daddy. The oddness of the situation wakes you up more fully. You can barely make out your daughter's pale form in the darkness of your room. Why not, sweetie? Because in my dream, when I told you about the dream, the thing wearing Mummy's skin sat up. For a moment, you feel paralyzed. You cannot take your eyes off of your daughter. The covers behind you begin to shift.
Intuitive ads. You see them everywhere now, and don't really give it a second thought. Ads that use tracking cookies to track your browsing history or personal profile and provide suggestions that might appeal to you. You know, the way Amazon suggests new books based on what you just read, or when you search for something on Google and then you start seeing ads for it on other websites. Or when you're a 20-something-year-old girl in a relationship on Facebook and suddenly all of your ads are for engagement rings and wedding planners. The point is, we're all so used to this that we don't really pay attention to it anymore. But lately, these targeted ads have been unnervingly on point. Buy plastic sheeting in bulk. Electronic chainsaws on sale now. Affordable dry lime. Overnight shipping available. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know what technology is driving these changes, but somehow it's like the internet is reading my mind, showing me ads for things I couldn't possibly know I wanted. I swear to God, I didn't touch a keyboard. I didn't do a search. I was so careful to keep all my plans and research and ideas offline. How is it doing this? How does it know about the bodies?
You are home alone, and you hear on the news about a profile of a murderer who is on the loose. You look out the sliding glass doors to your backyard, and you notice a man standing out in the snow. He fits the profile of the murderer exactly, and he is smiling at you. You gulp, picking up the phone to your right and dialing 911. You look back out to the glass as you press the phone to your ear, and you notice he's much closer to you now. You then drop the phone in shock. There is no footprints in the snow. It's his reflection.
Der Mond sah aus, wie immer aussah, und doch schien in Johns Augen irgendwie anders. Bei dieser tiefen Dunkelheit reichte sein Schein nicht aus, das Dorf zu erhellen. Bei den meisten Häusern brannten keine Lichter mehr, bloß das Fenster eines Hauses erhellte seine unmittelbare Umgebung, wenn auch nur spärlich. Hinter dem Fenster war eine Silhouette zu erkennen. Sie schien John so vertraut, und doch war ihm der Mann, dem sie gehörte, so fremd wie auch nur möglich. Er erinnerte sich daran, das Badezimmerfenster offen gelassen zu haben und kletterte hindurch. Langsam und vorsichtig öffnete er seinen Kleiderschrank und tastete in der Dunkelheit nach seinem 22er Kaliber. Das Licht ging an, der Schatten, welcher sich ihm näherte, sah aus wie sein eigener, sah aus wie die Silhouette am Fenster. Und doch schien sie in Johns Augen irgendwie anders.
This was far better than any game I could play. This was the world that I wanted to see. This was darkness. This was the underbelly. This was reality. Fucking into him. Slit the fucking throat.
I'm not sure, but I'm writing this down on paper and not on my computer. I guess I just noticed some odd things.
Mr. Bennett, how familiar are you with Egyptian mythology?
I know a little.
Are you familiar with Ra, the sun god?
There's more to this place. I'm telling you. What the hell is the rake?
Hey, guys, does anyone remember this kid show, Candle Cove?
The year was 1999. That sentence brings me back to preschool when we would read off the date on the blackboard every day.
I was laying in bed with my wife at around midnight and was looking at random stuff on my phone. Suddenly, All electronic things in the house like the fan, alarm clock, and lights lost about 75% of their power. It was like somebody just turned the electricity down in my house. I immediately got up and went to my kitchen, which had 2 large windows that looked into the backyard. I saw a guy standing there with a black hoodie looking inside the windows. And after a few seconds, the power returned to normal and he walked away. I don't believe he saw me, but who knows? I called our local dispatch immediately and gave the description of the guy and what had happened. I watched as 2 officers circled the area within 2 minutes, and to my horror, they found nobody.
I was pretty excited to come home from work and write to her, actually. Nothing romantic, it was just like reconnecting with my past. It was a strange feeling. But I started to notice something off. She never really answered anything about herself. She ignored my suggestions that we text or even talk on the phone. She just kept wanting to know more about me. It got me wondering if something was wrong. Like, she's dying and just doesn't want to say. So I just asked her why she isn't sharing and if there's something I should know. I read over her previous messages looking for clues, I guess you could say. And then I noticed something that didn't occur to me at all until then. Her email was at globetrotter.net. I know a lot of people.
Why did she always hide away? I only wanted to play. Now she'll always stay.
The covers are always a safe place in my home. Everyone's out, and I'm all alone. I slip between the covers, trying not to think bad thoughts. In complete darkness, I whisper to myself, "Is it stupid that I'm afraid?"
They can't get us in here.
It whispers back.
Humanity loves to pretend it's naturally good-natured. Seriously? People like Ed Gein, Jeffrey Dahmer, and John Wayne Gacy are deemed monsters by society, but are still humans. And don't get me started on the fictional beings created by other humans, Slender Man, Jigsaw, Jeff the Killer. These come from the darkness humanity hides. Luckily for you, however, I, Mr. Lonely Dark, have kindly volunteered to be your guide through this darkness 3 times a week. Yes, you will be scared, and some of you may not even actually make it through the journey. Now, let's embrace the darkness, from which there is no escape.
You can run while you still can, but soon you'll take your last breath. And then you'll realize there's no making it out of here alive.
harsh that we have to suffer through it even when the worst comes to worst. And no one can fix us.
Once you hear it,
I was up all last night, chatting, on a live stream podcast called Once You Hear It, It Happens. They were telling these creepy stories about the devil grabbing people's arms if they hung off the sides to pull their soul to hell before they wake up. I fell asleep and had a very strange dream. I woke up this morning on the floor with a sore arm and a huge handprint burned around my wrist.
His life clicked away, reduced to numbers. There were no regrets. He had earned this death. The cuffs around his arms and legs tightened as he was lowered down. A metallic door with alien seals slowly began to open. Knowing what his death would be, he was glad there would be no afterlife. The bindings were released and his fall was sudden. Oh God, it was real. All he could do was scream for his life, for God, for salvation. But there would be none. He felt the agony of tendrils piercing his skin, crawling through the flesh into his eyes, to his brain. The room was dark until he was given the sight. A writhing mess of eyes and rope-like limbs filled the never-ending space, its size incomprehensible. As he felt his life teeter on the edge, words filled the room and his fate sealed. Yog Sothoth, our agreed-upon daily sacrifice of 10,000, will ensure Azathoth will remain in his slumber, yes? It did not answer. The next victim was already falling in.
Hello, lovelies. I'm Auntie Creeps. I tell stories that will give you nightmares. I have to. You see, Auntie lives in the cutest cottage, in the middle of the scariest forest. There's ghosts, demons, monsters of every kind, including human, in that forest. And they've promised no harm will come to me as long as I tell their stories, so they can feed on your fears. But remember, lovelies, nightmares can't hurt you. Visit Auntie's cottage. Sweet dreams.
Care to join me down in my lair, love? I can see your attraction, for the darkness sends a slight shudder throughout your body. Don't be nervous. Come closer, and I will fill your ears with the terror you so desire. Creepypastas, Disney horror stories and dark rituals, as well as terrifying tales that ring true, are all here for your delight. Together, you and I can partake in the joys the darkness provides. My voice will guide you through the halls of horror. My name is Nico Wonderdust, and I will be your host for the evening. Take my hand, love, and I will bring your worst nightmares to life.
About 2 years ago, Phantom of Darkness began his journey through the world of horror by uploading scary stories with a specific focus on the paranormal. His primary goal was to deliver near-exclusive ghost stories for those who wanted supernatural reads for every upload, but his subscribers will never forget the most horrifying experience they have witnessed while watching his videos: YouTube's demonetization of true creepy content. Subscribers were in a panic, wondering if he would go along with promoting family-friendly content of cute kitten stories and fluffy bunny dreams. But that's when they were relieved, when they saw the next immediate upload about demon encounters, and Phantom let out a hurrah, exclaiming that ghost stories will always win. To this day, he uploads paranormal ghost stories, and the spirit of family-friendly content never began.
You know who they are. You know what they did. And you know they were caught. But do you know what's happened since their conviction? Maybe they've worked to raise awareness about the mental illness that drove them to murder. Maybe they've bragged about their lack of remorse for the children they've harmed. Or maybe they went insane and died of complications from syphilis. To find out what's happened to Andrea Yates and many more infamous criminals to come, subscribe to Mother Creepypasta to be notified and find out what's happened after the trial. There's also weekly bonus spookies.
Have you ever wondered why dogs bark at you? Most of you would think they don't know you yet, or you did something to them, right? Wrong. They're not barking at you. They're barking at what they see behind you, or in front of you, or beside you, maybe even above you. By the time you're around them more, they get used to seeing it. But you'd think they'd get used to you. No. They are just used to seeing that pale, winged, skinny, pale creature. It's all they see after a while. The creature's main target is animals, such as dogs or cats. It stays by humans, because that's the one thing the animal sees every day. But humans aren't safe either. The creature is easily angered, so if the dog barks or attacks it, the creature hurts the human. That's also why dogs and cats attack you, because they're scared. You may ask, why I know all of this, right? I can see things that others can't, such as this creature. I can see where they are at every moment, anywhere, and I can tell that there is one beside you, watching you, breathing on your neck, rubbing its bony fingers through your delicate hair. Don't bother looking around for it. You won't find it. You'll just have to learn to live with it.
Is there something behind you? Are you sure? You can't run now. If you look closely, you might see your worst nightmare. Breathing down your neck. Maybe it's me.
She's alive! Alive!
Tell me, friend, do you see the world as I do? Do you find yourself visited by strange creatures in the dark? Have you spent your entire life wondering about that which is hidden, unexplained, unexplainable? Take heart, my friend. You are not alone. There are others like you in this very place. Here in my world, you will find haunting true stories of paranormal activity, terrifying encounters, and other journeys with me as your guide. Reach out into the darkness. Take hold of my hand. Let me tell your tale. Join my legion of dreamers. Come with me, my friend, and I tell you the truth. You and I will together witness the birth of new worlds. I'm Mr. X, and welcome to my dreams.
I can be whoever I want to be, and wherever you are, you'll find me. I'll entertain your kids at their birthday party. Fit that security alarm system? Sure, no problem. I travel by plane or a train to boot. You'll soon find out that I'm not afraid to shoot. Oh, my wonderful bride, here, have a bath. And I'm not keeping you here to make you laugh. I make the footsteps behind you when you're out walking, and the ride I'm offering you will be your last one. I'm all around you, just a face in the crowd, and of my kills I couldn't be more proud. So come, take my hand, and we'll walk together, and tell nightmares before bedtime, forever and ever.
I'm a writer. I blog about books and stuff and have a YouTube channel. True crime, creepy and mysterious content is my passion. I was researching a case from the town in Germany where I was born about a girl who drowned. And, well, I wish I didn't.
Come closer, will you come closer? Step on the chair, step on the chair, wrap the rope and drown.
I begin tugging him into bed, and he tells me, "Daddy, check for monsters under my bed." I look underneath for his amusement and see him, another him, under the bed, staring back at me, quivering and whispering, "Daddy, there's somebody on my bed." The doctors told the amputee he might experience a phantom limb from time to time, but nobody prepared him for the moments, though, when he felt cold fingers brush upon his phantom hand. I can't move, breathe, speak, or hear, and it's so dark all the time. If I knew it would be this lonely, I would have been cremated instead. Don't be scared of the monsters. Just look for them. Look to your left, to your right, under your bed, behind your dresser, in your closet, but never look up. She hates being seen. I woke up to hear knocking on glass. At first, I thought it was a window, until I heard it come from the mirror again. They celebrated the first successful cryogenic freezing. He had no way of letting them know he was still conscious.
Do you like blood? More blood? I like blood. Monsters? Stories? Come on down to Creep Street. You might just find something you like. Or not. But you ain't seen nothing yet.
Cut it out. I'm not playing, stop it. I know what you're thinking. What the fuck? Did this psycho really just off that poor woman? Well, let me tell you that nothing is ever exactly what it seems. Would you feel differently if I told you she was a pedophile? What if she was a racist cop that used her authority to protect her unspeakable crimes fueled by her own bigotry? Come with me as I tell you tales of wickedry and terror. Learn lessons through the consequences of others' actions of past, present, and future. And remember, don't judge someone at face value, because everyone has a story.
My great-grandmother told me about her uncle. He was deathly afraid of horses, and he always claimed they weren't what they seemed. Apparently, when he was a boy, he was walking home alone, and as he came over the top of a hill, he looked down into the valley below. He saw two horses walking side by side on their hind legs, like people. They continued to walk until they came to a fence, which they climbed over. They continued to walk for a distance, and then they got down on all fours and began grazing.
really wish I had something to sell you other than my face and me talking, but honestly, that's mostly what I do. There isn't a lot going on my channel right now, but I am planning to change that soon. I'm going to do movie reviews, skits, cheap special effects makeup tutorials, and who knows, maybe an interview or two. Just think of me like Mystery Science Theater, only with a lot more cursing and alcohol.
I walked into my little girl's room and stopped just beyond the doorway. The loud grinding noise had shaken the whole house. Her heavy wooden bed had been shoved to the other side of the room, a trail of scratch marks covering the wood flooring beneath, carrying her and her stuffed animals as she cried and cowered and stared fiercely at her closet. Her gaze was transfixed, as if staring into the eyes of the devil himself, tears streaming down her cheeks, refusing to blink. The closet door was ever so slightly agape, and shuddered back and forth on creaky hinges. She could not look away from the spot stricken with fear. "The Wind Man is back," she whispered, her focus on the closet never waning. "No, honey," I spoke softly, hoping to take her gaze away from the darkness of her closet. "I'm over here."
This channel, much like the stories narrated on it, are all products of fear. Fear of exploring the unknown. That was our final mistake. Like a monster from a Lovecraftian story, a large and ominous tentacle reached out from the darkness and crushed the drone in one fell swoop. Fear of savage monsters. "Come here, boy! Come to me!" Fear of vengeful vendettas. I want both of these monsters to burn for what they've done and for what they plan to do to the entire world. In fear of madness itself. How far down have I broken? Or rather, who have I broken? This channel is where you will find some of the darkest stories that tackle our deepest fears. So, with that said, let us tackle them together. And come hell or high water, please stay safe.
Welcome, my lovely lilies, to the Shikawan Totob, the nation of the four winds. I am so glad you have made your way to my campfire. I would love to weave you a tale that would haunt your very soul. Tales of skinwalkers, Wendigo, Bigfoot, Native American lore, original stories, and yes, even some surprising extras. So please subscribe to me, Lily C Nation, and receive notifications so I can be your beacon of light as we pass through the Valley of Horror and delve into the unknown. And until next time, sweet dreams and welcome home.
Hello, Blood, Guts, and Social Commentary here. Today I just want to do a quick why is this a thing about weaponized sound. That might sound a little weird as a concept, but it's pretty common in the horror genre. Films like Pontypool and Masters of Horror Sounds Like have utilized this for their entire basis of horror. We also have the much beloved jump scare, where you have the music kind of lull you into a false sense of security, and then all of a sudden you get a big blast with the audio, as well as the visual kind of popping up. As a species, we still tune into these kind of sounds from back when we were worried about predators. It's safe to say most people aren't running from lions and tigers and bears, oh my, but it's still left over. Think about things like car horns, tornado sirens, security systems, all are at an insanely loud pitch that says, "Hey, humans, pay attention to me." If you like what you're hearing, please pop over to Blood, Guts, and Social Commentary. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I scare you? Jump scares are often used in media to create an air of tension and really just to get you to jump. But there's a right way and a wrong way to do a jump scare. Let me show you. Oftentimes, jump scares are actually used as a crutch for actual horror and suspense. Good jump scares require finesse, a buildup of tension, a sense of dread. Most importantly, the audience shouldn't feel cheated.
A small island located between Venice and Lido in the Venetian lagoon in northern Italy was once the site of wars, was a dumping ground for plague victims, and was even an insane asylum that committed various atrocities to its patients. It's considered to be so haunted that the Italian government does not permit public access. Are you brave enough to unlock the secrets of Poveglia? If so, then come check out Lovely Ghostwriter for such topics, for the connoisseur of the peculiar world we live in.
Bah! Then all of a sudden, it stopped. I heard a scratching again at the door. I knew who it was. It was the cat.
Yeah, man.
What the fuck is that?
I love the rain. I love how it just makes everything seem better. Smoother even. Most people just like the idea of rain. They like the sound it makes when heard from inside, or how it can be an outward expression of the sadness they feel within. They like to look gloomily out the window, and dwell upon the sad and unfair things in life. But I'm different. I don't love it because I find it relaxing. I don't enjoy sitting in the window and absently daydreaming. No, I love to be in the rain. I love to be in the kind of rain that's so heavy that it makes it hard to see your hair. You see, nobody notices the woman with the strange smelling rag sneaking up behind them as they're foolishly running to shelter. Nor is anybody as likely to see the woman dragging the limp body to the dark alleyway where her car is parked, and nobody, sure as hell, will hear the muffled screaming coming from the woods, masked by the rain. It hasn't rained in a while, but there's supposed to be one heck of a rainstorm tonight, and I can feel the first droplets already starting to fall.
Hello to all. I'm Immunity Zero, and with this channel, I bring to you stories that may have been overlooked, or stories that simply need more of a spotlight. I ask you to join me as we explore the beautiful and always unnerving worlds of horror, sci-fi, fantasy, and oh, so much more. Never forget, fear is waiting to embrace you.
You're trying to sleep, but the sound of rain continues to keep you up. You then roll around in your bed and face your window, only to see there is no rain outside. Confused, you look up and see a gigantic mass of spiders crawling on the ceiling.
My channel name on YouTube is Spook, and I tell true, scary stories from Reddit, the internet, and personal submissions. I'm pretty new on YouTube. I've only got 3 or 4 videos, probably 4 by the time this video is up. But I do have a main channel, so I do have a lot of experience. So far I've made videos like 10 short true horror stories, 12 stories you wish didn't exist. My 2 latest videos are 5 true creepy horror stories from Reddit, and the creepiest videos on YouTube. You can also follow me on Twitter at spook4517. I make 1 video a week, and he has a short clip from one of my videos. These are 12 horror stories you wish didn't exist. When the children of Riverwood Primary School in Australia went out for recess one day, they found their playhouse filled with 1.5 litres of human blood. These are 5 true creepy stories from Reddit. When I was little, around 8, I hated going to the dentist. He always made me uncomfortable. Thank you for the chance, Rainbot Horror. Peace.
Location: the Congo, Africa. Time: 400 hours. Date: June 7th, 2018.
Dear Mr. President, or whomever found this letter,
I am Lieutenant Andrew Johnson with the Marine Corps Special Operations Unit. I am the last of the Spec Ops unit sent to extract Dr. Henry Richardson and his group located in the Congo, Africa. They have been sent to Africa for God knows what, but for whatever reason, those things they have created cannot escape this jungle. The research facility was found desolated upon arrival. Dr. Richardson and his medical and science team were nowhere to be found. There was no sign of them. Well, there was, but just remnants of them.
Hi guys, my name's Emma. Let's talk spooky stuff. My channel Spooky Astronauts is a mix of anything correlated and or disturbing. If you want to talk about disturbing, like films that you're just like sitting there the whole time going, what? What? My aim is to give you an idea of whether you'll like a movie without spoiling it. And I do this every single Monday with a horror review. And on Friday, I like to mix it up with a fun style video. This could be anything from a come with me to the movie style vlog to a monthly favorite, or it could be a video from one of my mini series, including Real Faces of Horror, which is about a real case of a real person that is really disturbing. She was seen eating spiders and flies and even a bird's head. Or it could be us watching creepy clips on the internet together. It's getting really hot in here. So come join the creepy ghoul club at Spooky Astronauts. I promise you won't be sorry.
Once there was a boy who loved to read. He read everything he could get his hands on and loved going to his favorite bookstore. One day, the boy realized he had read everything the store had to offer. He confronted the owner and asked him if he had anything the boy had never checked out. The owner said, "Why, yes, I do," and pulled out a book called Death. He gladly sold it to the boy at a discounted price of $50. However, he warned the boy never to read the front page. Well, the boy returned to his house and read the book, and he was content. However, he always wondered what could be on that front page. It was always in the back of his mind. One day, the temptation was too much for the boy, and he flipped to the very front of the book and dropped the book in horror. There, in bold print, was MSRP $7.99.
Are you interested in the mysterious or the unexplained? Was the Dover demon real? Who killed the teenagers at Lake Bottom? Why did serial killer Richard Chase drink the blood of his victims? Why did hundreds of people dance themselves to death in 1518? Explore these questions and more on Cryptic, a channel dedicated to all things creepy and bizarre. Featuring original animation and unique storytelling, learn about true crime, unsolved mysteries, strange history, horror movies, and everything in between. Subscribe to Cryptic.
Do you like long walks through the woods, with wolves on the hills and roses silently observing your steps, where people first learned the dangers of the tangled unknown? Do you like hearing whispers in the dark, voices soft as silk and sharp as steel, lingering in your ear, voices that send chills down your spine, but you secretly relish them. Do you like tales both macabre and beautiful? Honeyed words on salivating fangs, stories the world says you shouldn't enjoy, but that you just can't resist? Well, my dear, sweet listener, come and visit my neck of the woods. You might enjoy getting lost with me.
The most important meal of the day. Time for a piss.
Oh my god! My dick! It's a sock puppet!
Oh, Gov, I'm Nobby.
And it's an English stereotype! Oh, say your prayers, cock puppet.
Fine. Go ahead, sir. And me. All I ever wanted was a friend to hold me and love me.
Oh, I can't do it! You're just so adorable! Plus, you're like, what, 1.5 feet? I mean, that sure as hell beats the couple of inches I was working with. Am I right?
Oh, thank you, sir. You're a real pal, you are.
So, what do we do now?
Well...
Oh, yes.
fuck you.
Me too.
Oh.
Nobby. Here, boy. Come out, wherever you are. Come on out, Nobby. Daddy's sorry. I got a nice willy treat for you. Where the hell is my dick? Ooh.